Welcome to your next step up the self-publishing mountain.
I'm Matilda Swift, author of quintessentially British cozy mysteries.
And I'm Samantha Cummings, author of young adult books about magic, myths and monsters.
I've written the books,
Changed their covers,
tweaked their blurbs,
tried tools from a dozen ads courses.
and I'm still not seeing success.
Now, we're working together to plot and plan our way from barely making ends meet to pulling in a living wage.
Join us on our journey where we'll be mastering the pen to snag that paycheck.
Hello and welcome to Pen to Paycheck Authors Podcast. I'm Matilda Swift, here with my co-host Samantha Cummings, and we're here to write our way to financial success. We're two indie authors with over 24 books between us and still a long way to go towards the quit the day job dream. If that sounds familiar, listen along for our mastery through Missteps journey. Each week we cover a topic to help along the way. This week we're talking about alternatives to ads. First, what are your wins and whinges of the week?
I'm so glad you asked. I'll start with my whinge because I hardly ever do whinges anymore. My allergies are so bad this weekend. It is atrocious. So I went to my parents' house on Friday night, and as soon as I got to their house, my allergies exploded. Like, I've been fine. I haven't been bothered by it recently.
That's
And I
not
got to
about
their
hay
house-
fever. It's not like you're allergic to your parents.
No, I do think I'm allergic to my parents. But yeah, like hay fever allergies. And I got to their house and I was like, oh my God, instantly my nose and my throat just like seized up. And I went into their back garden and they back onto fields because we live in the countryside. And it looked like there was smoke coming off the fields. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, is there a grass fire because it was been so hot? I thought, like, is there a wildfire on the Cheshire Plains? You know, who knows? Anyway,
in the suburbs.
It was grass, like the grass seeds in the air, like sweeping off the fields. And then this whole weekend, I've just been the worst version of myself. I'm just so sniffly and my throat is so sore. And I feel like I've been forsaken by nature, which I love so much. So that's my whinge, is that I could literally see the pollen and stuff coming at me. And yeah, just absolutely awful. And my win is that on Saturday we had a co-working session and it was so good and I got so much done. Like, I feel like I was on fire, not a wildfire caused by the heat. I had loads on my list to do because I've got a book launching tomorrow. So my second book in the series comes out tomorrow. Again, another win. And so I've got loads to do to kind of prep for it. And I did so much. And I wouldn't have done some of the stuff if I hadn't been, like, had stern eyes looking at me saying, like, why are you hesitating to spend money on certain things?
I was going to say, I was not stern generally because both we were there and then someone else was there, and me and the other person were both just mostly reading. So we were having a very relaxed co-working session. And I had some admin to do, but also I wanted to get some reading done because I've got readings at the moment. And you were really on it. Every 25 minutes we broke from the sprints, you were like, I've done 7 other things. But yes, one of those things was you're trying to book promo slots for your book 1, time with book 2 coming out. And you're like, I was going to do 4, maybe I'll just do 3. No, we just had a workshop on money mindset things.
Yeah. It was good to come across something that was money mindset oriented straight after doing the money mindset workbook that we'd done, because I was faced with like a decision on spending money and having that fresh in my mind of being like, why are you stopping yourself from spending the money that you have in the bank account to spend on this stuff? So it was helpful
to spend on this.
that I'd planned to spend. I budgeted for it, like I'd made a budget for this launch, and so I knew how much it was going to cost, and I was happy with that spend. Yes, I did good.
Also, in co-working, we were talking about this workshop that we'd just done, and the other person there was like, he had a workshop. So clearly we've not been doing enough to announce these. We have the announcements channel in the Discord, but maybe you're not in the Discord, maybe you're not reading the announcements channel as much as we are. Just for future reference, they are every second Sunday of the month. We're doing monthly workshops. You can go to the coffee, which is linked in our show notes, the podcast. Go into the coffee and just book a slot, book a place, and you get sent an invoice and information about how to join. So it's very super simple. We do it every month, and we do announce in Discord what it's going to be about, but it's also announced, there's also the information on the coffee booking information. So yeah, second Sunday of the month, last month was slightly different because of SBS, but every other month's going to be then. So just keep an eye on the coffee and the Discord if you want to join, and we'll try and do a better job of announcing it here as well, what's coming up. Though I say that and I cannot remember what the next topic is, so we'll announce that next week.
In the show notes, yeah.
Yeah, it's something. We were just saying this in the co-working, is like we're trying to sort of forget what the workshop is because we try and do it as if it's new to us, and it is very useful to do it that way, but it means that we can't ever remember what it is, what topic it is, even though we plan it out like in a lot of detail. And then like Men in Black red pen it from our eyes. So
100%. Yeah, it is
who
gone.
knows what it is. It's a mystery to all of us. My wins and whinges, I had a really good time in co-working this week. I did things that yesterday I was quite unfocused because I was trying to do lots of like life things, like doing some meal prep and just like things around the house. And I had quite a busy morning, and I think had I not been going to co-working in the afternoon, I would have just done nothing. So it was very nice to go and be focused and get the things that I need to do done, so I could have quite a relaxing evening. And then my other win is I've had a really relaxing day today as well. I just had a reading day because I had some reading I needed to get done, and so I've mostly been sat around reading. It's been lovely. I really enjoyed it. It's the heat wave, the dramatic UK heat wave is past, the most recent one. So now it's just a normal temperature, a nice warm day. And so me and my cats just hung out reading. Do I have any other wins and wins? Oh, we also had bashing day this week, which I got to attend, and Sam was leading. So I just feel like it's been a very easy week of getting all the things that I need to do done for me.
Yeah, but also like a lot of things to do. I think that's why today I just had I had a reading day as well.
But they were all like facilitated in the way that I want them to be, so it felt like I was not fighting myself to get things done.
Yeah, it was. We've done it. We've both done it a lot of stuff, and I'm very tired now.
Yeah,
but I think the most productive week that I've had in a long time this week. Thanks to both of us.
Yeah, and I don't think I've got any whinges. I think great week for me.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad you're not also being assaulted by pollen. Awful stuff. So the topic of the week, we've talked a lot about this lately, about ads and stuff, but there are other ways to reach customers. But what sorts of things are we talking about? How else can you reach customers that aren't ad-based?
Yeah, loads is the answer, right? And I think we can get really focused on ads. And I do think I'm never quite sure how I feel about that. Because, some people are really like just focus time on ads. Like that's where you get the most effective use of your time. Other people are very focused on other things because they want to like nurture their readership and really focus on existing readers. And I feel like we haven't got an answer for ourselves of like how we want to be like marketing and advertising. And I sort of also think like we just mix those two terms up of just like these are just ways in which we reach readers, but actually marketing is much more about like you as a brand and how you're presenting. Like your covers are part of your marketing. And so then it sort of becomes confusing of like my cover's not a thing that I do. I just make that decision once. Or, I might recut my books, but you know what I mean? It's not an activity, whereas advertising is an activity. So I think because a lot of marketing isn't a discrete activity, it can get a bit lost. And so I think it's just a good chance to have a talk about it and make sure that we're really thinking about all the options. Have you been thinking about it recently?
I have, yeah, because I have been doing ads since the start of the year. So I started my Facebook ads journey in January and was looking at audiences and testing out different things. And recently I came to the conclusion that ads aren't working for me. Like I want them to, because everyone says, if you get a good ad, you'll get people like to read your book. I have yet to have any kind of success with ads. And after I started using the Amazon attribution links to track, because I wasn't always using tracking links, because a lot of the ad courses that I was looking at said use clean Amazon links. So I was using clean Amazon links. And then I started using the tracked ones, and I realized that nobody's buying my books from my ads. All of the, I mean, and I say nobody, maybe there are, because people have ad blockers and people are using VPNs, so you can't track links. So it's probably not right to say nobody was coming from those ads. But categorically, I can say that most people weren't coming from ads. They must have been coming from social media.
Or they were doing those blocking things or like different things, and like you
Oh
couldn't
yes.
track it or learn from it.
Oh,
So then it's
I
like
couldn't track. Yeah,
we
it
can't
was
see what's a
difficult.
successful ad.
It's difficult to see. Yeah, it was difficult to see whether it was working, and that's really frustrating because I just want to be able to. I want Amazon to tell me really like where these people have come from. I don't understand why that's not a thing, because they know where people have come from, because cookies work that way for them. So they have all that information, but they don't share it. So I decided to stop doing Facebook ads recently, and I'm playing around with Amazon ads at the moment just for fun. But I think I really wanted to buy into the idea that just run ads and that's how you do it, and you spend money and you make money. And that isn't working, and it feels annoying and stupid to consistently do that just because other people have that. And I need to kind of get back to being more adventurous in my ways of trying to find readers, rather than just hoping for the best with this like one size fits all marketing strategy that everyone who seems successful talks about. But it's because that's what works for them, so that is successful for them. But
I mean, I think it's interesting. It is very personalized, and both today and yesterday in co-working, you've talked about Amazon ads, be like, I'm just trying it for fun, and I'm interested in like, are you trying to do that because you're trivializing it so that you don't feel bad if it doesn't work, or is that you really want a technique that is fun? Like, you really want something that feels fun? Because for me, I wouldn't be doing Amazon ads for fun. Like, that couldn't be further from a thing I would find fun. Even if I know you'd say like, I'm just trying with different things. I'm not necessarily doing things and in a very systematic like site with auto ads and getting data from that. You're just like trying different things to see what happens. That I would say is not a typical like ad strategy. But is it because you need something that's fun? And like, does that mean then they should be trying a different system?
Yeah, I think so. So I really have to enjoy the thing. And the reason that I'm not doing auto ads and I'm just doing I'm targeting keywords and
ASINs.
particular books, ASINs, is because that feels like a game in some way, and I like that, and I like the layout of it, and I like to be able to kind of look to see these are the bids that you can go in for, and this is how many views this has had, and it gives you kind of some data to work on, whereas I think Facebook doesn't give you that much data. It doesn't feel like it gives you like fun data that you can work with. So I am
fun and data are not the same thing.
But it can be.
That's not a criticism. It's like, I think what's interesting is like, that's what you want it to be.
Yes.
And like, would you hire somebody who described it this way, who was like, I just want to get some kind of fun data and see what happens? Like, would you pay someone money for that?
No, but I'm not changing lots of stuff all the time on them. I am trying to see what works, whether like ASINs work or whether particular targeting works. So I'm looking at it as fun time, but I am trying to effectively see what keywords are going to work. So I've got like a collection of about 10 comps that I'm looking at just to see which ones are the ones that are getting the most views, and then it will help me tweak my marketing, because I've always kind of struggled with this book, like when we talked about looking to see whether we were in line with what we thought our comps were. I'm still trying to kind of figure out, okay, if I don't know what my comps are because I've got about this the wrong way, I can use this data that I get from Amazon ads to see what that they think my comps are. And then,
but you're already choosing comps rather than using an auto ad for that. So I think
yes, I'm using comps that I've used. I'm kind of using Meta AI to look at my data, and Meta AI is suggesting things for me, because otherwise I would just choose the same things that I choose all the time. So it's kind of like a mixture of trying to have fun with it and having some guidance from the AI machine. But it feels, I think Amazon ads feels less scary than Facebook, because Facebook will spend your money no matter what, and I think Amazon feels like a safer bet because they don't spend the money if you get it wrong. So if you
regardless, they won't spend the money.
Like they won't spend the money. So it feels, I don't know, I think I'm just easing my way away from ads basically because I want to find something, and I do know, like, I kind of go about things in a very long-winded way. I really do want to find a different way to reach readers. So I think what I'm doing without realizing, like maybe realizing right now, is that I'm just trying to keep busy whilst I try and figure out another way of reaching readers. But like, it's fun to learn the system. Like, I've never looked at Amazon ads properly, so it's fun to learn that system because I've used Facebook ads for so many years. It's just boring. It's so boring to look at, and it's nice to try and learn something new, even if I'm not doing great at it.
And I think no one is right now. I think that's part of the issue, like trying to learn it right now, is from conversations with various types of authors that I know, and like in different genres, new experience, whatever. Lots of people making big changes, like stopping Amazon ads or stopping Facebook ads. And this is people with like very successful careers. And so that feels like, well, then how am I going to start? And like, if people who've got a lot of experience are finding it hard to make ads work, how can I learn? And this is what I keep coming back to, is like, I find it very hard to learn ads because everything's so inconsistent. And like, it might just be you started when there's a big glitch. And it might be that you start on a weird day, or and like there's nothing to learn, right? And I absolutely hate this. And I've noticed this before, but like, I can have an ad that seems to be working, and then I'll basically make the exact same ad. Like I'll move to a campaign and duplicate it, and get absolutely different results. And like, there's nothing scientific about that. There's nothing I can learn from it. I can't improve. I don't understand. So I feel like coming from the opposite end of like, I don't want things to be fun. I want things to be systematic. Ads don't work for me.
Yeah. No, I understand, because I think that's why I have to look at it as fun, because there is no rhyme or reason. Like, it's actual insanity. The whole ads thing is, to me, it's just the most insane thing that I've ever come across. It doesn't make any sense. It's basically a slot machine. Like, put money in and pull the handle and just hope for the best. And like,
I know not everyone finds it that way. So it's not like this. There's not anything. This is what is true, but like, I think for different reasons, this is how it feels to both of us. And I don't quite understand how other people have very different experiences.
Yeah.
In a way that I think it feels frustrating, like, because it feels like I must be missing something incredibly obvious.
I mean, I feel like that about life in general.
But then looking at other people and talking to other people about it, it's like, I feel like I'm not, and it's just like, there's nothing I can find. So then all I do is just like waste time being frustrated.
Yeah.
So I think, but then which means I'm like in limbo. Like, I'm just in limbo of like, well, this doesn't work for me, but I think it should work for me, so I should try it again. And then I should stop it, and then I should try it again, and I should stop it. It's like, what a waste of my time and money.
Yeah.
And effort, and like creativity and emotional resilience. And then it's like, yeah, but you're meant to do ads, it's a business. It's like, well, and now I feel worse.
Yeah, I know.
Guilty about not doing a thing that you're meant to do.
And it makes sense. Like, in a perfect world, yes, doing an ad makes you money. And in the golden age, probably, of Facebook ads and Amazon ads, that was true because the competition wasn't as fierce as it is now. But now there's the competition of like the way that the algorithm works and how it is using a bidding strategy. But also the companies are making billions of dollars off this system. Yeah. So it's rigged. And I know, like, other people will be like, it's not rigged, like there's just a way. No, it's rigged. and I can't win the rigged race. And I think I know my talents lie elsewhere as well. I think that's the thing. I've been trying to do ads because it's like the good business thing to do, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't align with my like silliness.
Yeah.
And I pride myself on being to use a very like in word at the moment, a whimsical person. I am a very lively, silly person, and my best trait is my personality. And I ads doesn't really allow for personality. It feels like it's
Yeah.
like the worst part of my brain, which is the part that doesn't work.
It also doesn't benefit from effort. I think that's the thing. It's like I want to be
No.
doing like 10,000 times more things, and like all I'm doing is turning on an ad for $5 a day that I think is going
Yeah.
to work, and that doesn't work. You're like, well, I'm just sitting waiting for this to not work. That doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like a thing I'd be doing. And
Yeah.
but it feels like it takes so much energy to do. So then it's like that's all of my marketing energy
Yeah.
is to like try once again to figure this out,
Yeah.
which I feel like is an epiphany of just like I want something where I can work hard, and I
Yes.
can't work hard at ads.
Yeah. Or something that just doesn't cost as much, so that the attempts don't matter as much. So like BookFunnel, I pay I think it's like $100 for BookFunnel for the year, and I don't utilize the emails and the promos and things as much as I could be, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been on my list to do that for a long time, and I kind of join newsletter promos every now and again, but I'm not good at doing it all the time. But that's
Yeah.
it's something I already pay for, and it's an easy way to expand reach. And that's something that I definitely need to give more of a go on, is trying to, well, I need to build my newsletter anyway. It's like I'm forever always trying to do that. It's always the last thing on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've just got loads of other things to do. But that is something that I really want to put a bit more effort into, is picking newsletter promos and trying to reach readers through the thing that I already pay for. Which, like, of course, it's there for me to use. So that's on my list of things. So are you still using? You're using your BookFunnel?
Yeah, I had like a good few months off last year from it because it sort of has reduced effectiveness over time. Or not last year, before last year. And then I got back into promos, and it's definitely, I mean, you can't necessarily track the impact of it because I don't use
Mm-hmm.
affiliate links in the back of the prequel that I give away, which I could do and I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much for me. Um, yeah, but I have done promos, and I would hope it works. Uh, and I could be doing more. Yeah, I could always be doing more. I'm in one at the moment. There's like a sales, or like a box set sale, which has led to sales on my box set. And it's like, oh, I paid nothing for that apart from emailing my newsletter. And I don't know what I made from it, like maybe 20, 30 quid. Like not a lot, but like that's 20, 30 quid that I hadn't made, and maybe some people have borrowed it and will read it later. Um, so yeah, like I should be doing more. And I think a thing that I could easily do more of is like um I wish I had a better name for this, like newsletter promos. Like not
Yeah.
my newsletter. Things like not book funnel. Like
Mm-hmm.
cheaper versions of book funnel, like free booksy and bargain booksy.
Yes.
And like some of them work and some of them don't. And I know people talk about like reduced effectiveness. And that is all true. But also what I could be doing is experimenting with that. Like they're so cheap compared to ads. You know, I could
Oh
test
yeah.
every one of the working ones for less than I could waste on figuring out if an ad graphic works.
Yeah.
Um, and so why don't I do that and just get myself like a couple of good, reliable promo sites? Because I know people say they're not effective. I haven't run very regular promos, so whenever I've run like a book funnel, I have made my money back quite quickly. Um, by also using stack promos. So I don't think I would want to be thinking about book funnel. Like BookBub, sorry. I know I've said
Oh,
book funnel more than
BookBub.
once.
Yes.
I meant BookBub. Um, yeah, I don't think I want to be thinking about like BookBub as a regular like
Mm-mm.
full time marketing strategy for me right now,
Yeah.
just because of where I'm like at with thinking about my books, and because I just did a promo on my book, one of my main series. So it's not like I'm going to be doing that monthly, but like monthly I could be doing some sort of giveaway,
Yeah.
you know, or promo, and I just don't, right? And loads of people do. Loads of people do something monthly, and if you knew that you were going to spend $20 and you'd make 40 back, like over, you know, with read through, like that's $20 that you didn't have
Mm-hmm.
otherwise. And maybe from that, like maybe once a month you'd find a reader who was a really like stick around reader who then was excited about your next book or read the rest of your series over time. Like that feels like a thing that I am missing out on doing. I mean, it's like ads, right? It's like it's admin and it takes tracking, and so I use that energy in trying to do ads, but like it's wasted for me trying to do ads. Or it's not. Is it wasted? I don't know. I go back and forth on so much. It feels wasted.
Too.
It feels wasted. That's where it is. Like, it feels wasted. That's all I need to say for right now. It feels wasted, and I could be doing other things, and I don't use that energy trying other things anyway. I have done some other like free things. Like, I've done some Facebook group takeovers, which I do not think are worth the time or effort, but I think it has given me other benefits of like getting comfortable speaking in front of a Facebook group, engaging with a Facebook group. So like that has been helpful to me. I don't think it has any sales benefits. I don't notice big spikes at all following the I do it. But maybe like a couple people get something, get a bit more familiarity with you. Like, I'm sure it has some knock-on effect, but it's not like the best use of your time or energy unless something that you want to build a skill in. So like that has been a good thing I have done. But what I haven't done is newsletter promos when it's easy and it would be useful testing to do. I think it's just the guilt of the fact I should be doing ads, right? I should be doing ads.
Yeah.
So I don't do anything.
Well, I think my thing is I've really taken my foot off the gas for social media in terms of what I was trying to do a few months ago, because you only have so much energy to do stuff, and I decided to put my energy into ads, assuming that if I get a good ad, I don't have to put as much energy to social media. And so now that I'm not doing my Facebook ads anymore, I'm thinking I need to go back to social media and try and be a bit more strategic with that. And I recently I think I've re-downloaded it. So there's somebody that I follow on Instagram called Jen Hansen DePaula. Let me see if I can find her Instagram handle. And she does a lot of posts about book marketing. Let me find her. Sorry, I should have thought about this before. Yeah, she's called. Her account is that. Jen DePaula Book Marketing is her Instagram name, and I'm pretty sure I've downloaded this before, and I'm pretty sure I've read this before, but it was probably a while ago, so I wasn't really in the right frame of mind. But she has a free book marketing blueprint document that you can download. So I've recently got that, and it's all things like, come up with converting stuff, like work on what kinds of posts you want to use to convert people, work on the kind of posts that are going to be like warming up your audience. And it's things like that which I was doing a while ago but then have just stopped doing because I was doing other stuff. That's the stuff that I want to get back into, because I really enjoy, and I say this all the time, I love posting on social media. I love doing like fun videos as well as doing book posts, and the videos where my face is in them and I'm being silly and doing like the kind of audience warming stuff are the ones that perform the best, and they always get views, particularly on Instagram, and don't fall over when I say this, over 1,000 views. Oh my god, basically viral.
Famous. Yeah.
But they're my best performing posts, and it's nice to see that, like, you can see that that's a trend. If I post a video of me using a particular sound or doing my fun lip syncing stuff, which I love doing, like, people love that. And that's free marketing. That's a free way to reach people.
Impact on your sales that you know?
I have no idea. I don't know. People often leave comments saying this sounds so good, particularly, like the posts that I do about the actual books. People leave comments. People save the videos on TikTok. People save my posts quite a lot, and that gives me a bit of traction on TikTok as well. So I think that that's working, and I think that's where my sales are coming from. Again, if Amazon could just tell me that, like, this person was on Instagram and they clicked through from, if they could just tell me that would be great. I don't know.
It's interesting. I never think about that. I never think if I just had that information, because like, what am I going to do with it?
Well, it would make me. I think it would just make me feel better. Like, the things that I was doing was having an impact, and it would be fun just to see whether it was Instagram or TikTok, because they're the two social media places that I like flip-flop between.
Okay.
And I post
what would it change if you found out it was all, if you found out all your organic reach was coming from TikTok? Would you never bother doing anything with Instagram again?
I would use Instagram for more personal stuff. So at the moment I use TikTok and it's basically just all marketing stuff. So never really my face, always just the same videos with the same hooks. It would just be nice to know if those hooks are working. And if they were, I would do more. Like, I've taken my foot off the gas. When we were doing those at the start of the year and I was posting 3 times a day, I didn't know. I got loads of followers and I was getting loads of views, but I didn't know if that was really affecting my sales as much. If it was, I would continue to post more on there. But I like the feedback. I like to know if I'm putting the effort in, is that effort worthwhile? Because I like the praise. I'm somebody who lives. I need somebody to tell me I'm doing a good job at something.
Yeah.
In order for me to want to do it.
I would say, like, I would just run a test. I'd be like, okay, I'll do no advertising. I'll just do some TikToks, and I will do that for a couple weeks and see what the impact is. As I think if you can't see the impact yourself, there probably isn't one. Right? Like, if it's not like, oh, it's not super obvious whether, like, I've taken the foot off my gas with TikTok. If there's not been a massive drop in your sales, then the answer is there. No, it wasn't having a big impact. And asking if your hooks are working, that is maybe something that should be visible, right? Like, either it's having an impact or it's not, and you could just do like a week of one, a week of another.
Yeah.
But I think it is useful to know that you want to have that confirmed for you, and so can you find a tactic that gives you that confirmation? Because like I was saying, for me, like, there's nothing wrong with ads except for I need to feel like I'm learning something, and I feel like that is impossible for me with ads at the moment. And so, like, can I find something where I feel like I can be learning something? And I do feel like if I were doing promo sites, I could just track that. I could run a promo site, a different one a week for a few weeks, and then get the data from that on different books, like, or whatever. That is data, and if I want something where I can get data, I should just do that. So I feel like I want to try and find techniques that work for me rather than like find the thing that you're meant to be doing. I think we've also not really covered everything, so I'm just going to I've got a list of things we could look at just before we move on to the next kind of conversational area. Yes, the other thing I want to talk about then was, in fact, 2 things. One that I heard about in a podcast that I really... So I just read the Heroine's Journey, which I'm going to strongly recommend. That should be my win of the week, is reading the Heroine's Journey. There are 2 books with the exact same name. This one that I read is by Gail Carriger. That is the one that you should read. She's also on lots of podcasts, and she is a successful author who is on lots of podcasts, generally either talking about this book or talking about other things that she's done. And she is a big data person, and she really likes to experiment. So she'll be like, I just turned off my ad for 3 months to do something different and try and see what the effect was. And I'm not bothered by that. I'm not worried by that, because, I prefer the data to the results. And part of it is that she, I'm going to get this wrong, is an archaeologist. She's an archaeologist by training, and kind of while she was doing a PhD, she got very successful as a romance author, and then just sort of like, I'll just put a pin in that PhD for a little bit, and then has never gone back. So she sort of always feels like this is her like temporary thing she's just doing, and so she doesn't feel necessarily the same like strong desire to make it like have to work, which is interesting in that like she's not going to be an archaeologist now 12 years later or whatever it is, 20 years later, but it feels different to her. And so when she was talking about different data things, that felt really appealing, engaging to me. It felt great. I was like, I also want to feel that way. I want to feel like I'm managing data. And one thing she did was like, I changed all my metadata. I turned all my ads off, and I changed all my metadata. I changed all my keywords, and without doing anything else, I got a 20% increase in sales. I was like, I never do anything like that because I just feel like I've got no control over anything.
Yeah, I think that I change things, but I do everything because it's like always feeling like you're on the treadmill on the hamster wheel. It's like I just change things as I'm doing other stuff. So
when you've got time.
So I'm not thinking about is this change actually gonna, and this is just because this is how my brain works, and other people might be like, but it's so obvious, if you change something you have to wait to see if that change does anything. That's just not how my brain works. I am literally just going at 100 miles an hour all the time. And and that's partly because of my situation of working full time and just feeling like when I'm working and do my writing, I don't feel like I have time to stop and think because I just have to do stuff.
Yeah.
And it feels
you're always
difficult.
behind.
Yeah, I always feel behind. Always feel like I've got loads of things to do that I never stop and think, well, if I'm going to change the metadata on this book, I should wait a week and see if that does anything without doing anything else. Because stopping everything else feels like an even more of a setback. But it's not.
Yeah.
And I think this is like an epiphany of it doesn't all have to happen at once.
But also I think there is the fact that I think a lot of people don't talk about, that someone like Gail Carriger has got big numbers. And so if she changes one thing, she can see quite a dramatic amount of change in her data.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I stop doing anything for a bit, like it will just sink down to zero. Relatively quickly, and change my metadata isn't going to change that. It's not like, and she was like, oh, make sure you own the SEO, so people are looking for your name for your website first. I was like, people are not looking for my name, so that's not super helpful. But I think because of that, it means that I'm not trying things. I feel like I don't have the data to do it, and then I don't get the data because I don't have the information, and then you go round and round this. I think you've got to start somewhere. And so then you come back around to like, I should do ads, so I've got more data. Oh, and it just feels like there's no. I think what I would like is to have a thing where it feels like I have some positive traction, and then lean into that. That's kind of what I've been waiting for.
Yes.
But there's nothing.
Yeah.
Because like one of the things you can do is rely on your newsletter. Like you can have your newsletter be your thing. That comes like a consequence of maybe like book funnel promos, building your newsletter that way, or like having. Then you've got like the circular argument of like, oh, I need to have enough people reading my books to get organic links in the back of my books come out of my newsletter, and then have enough people to be anyway. But I send out a weekly newsletter. It gets 50% opens, and I can tell people about a new book, and they don't order it. Like they'll go and look at it, like have a little peek, and don't order it. So like, well, it doesn't feel incentivized to then be like, I should really work on improving my automation sequence. But I should. I could try that. And then it's like, I don't want to then pay money to advertise my newsletter, like advertise my free book, because I know people come to my newsletter don't buy my books from my newsletter. And so again, it just feels like a vicious circle. Like there's not a thing to lean into.
Yeah, well, you just made me kind of have a little brain thought.
Thought. What's over them?
Yeah, just a thought. The thought from my brain. And talking about like having people who would click on a link and then not buy a book. And I think that maybe this is something that I have been noodling around in the back of my head but have not done anything about yet, which is the idea of, instead of focusing on ads and trying to find like people to buy a book, is working on building a warm audience. And I think that that's something that I really want to work on, as well as like, as much as like probably anything, is I love the idea of, and I know like I'm not talking about fans because we've talked about this so much in the past about having fans, but just having the right people in the right places. So the right people following you on Instagram or TikTok, and the right people in your mailing list. That to me is something that I really am very aware of, that I know that I probably don't have the right people in my mailing list, because I've chopped and changed so much with what I was doing over the years, that I've got people in my mailing list who were buying my previous books, who maybe aren't so interested in my current books, but they'll never leave my mailing list for whatever reason. And it feels like carrying around dead weight. That sounds awful, but it is. You've got people who are just there taking up space, and
like interacting, opening, clicking, being like giving you all the signals that say, don't delete me from your newsletter, don't clean me in lit hygiene process, but they never mind your books. They Or not readers. They're not
No,
readers.
they're not readers. So I think I really want to focus on building up a warmer audience by like trying to insert myself more. We've talked about this as well in the past about me being super bubbly and like fun in real life, and it just doesn't translate into the digital world all the time. And that's still something that I'm working on. And
Yeah.
we'll see, I guess, if that gets any better. I'm trying, desperately trying.
It feels like some people are so good at that though, right? And that's
Yeah.
their thing they've leaned into.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they talk about their books is as if they've written the best book ever. And like
Mm-hmm.
you and I are both people like with strong authenticity requirements who would be like, you might like this book. You may enjoy this book if it's for
Yeah.
you, but it's not for everyone. And like you
Mm-hmm.
can't promote a book like that.
Yeah.
And it feels. And again, this all sounds like excuses, right? It sounds like we're just picking reasons not to do things. But I think the problem is we haven't picked things that work with us. And what I think
Mm-hmm.
like the epiphany of this conversation is I want to run some data tests and just get some information and like pick 5 things to do and see if they have any impact. And one of the things that I keep thinking I want to do is, can I improve my automations and my sales from my newsletter?
Yeah.
Because I think I'm not selling enough. Like people love my newsletter because they want to hear about what I've been up to that week and see pictures of my cats, and I write a charming, funny newsletter. You know, that's the goal. That's what I'm trying to do. And I don't write a newsletter that's trying to sell books, like a bit, but enough.
Yeah.
It's like it's an author newsletter. It's a newsletter from somebody that you like, but you don't necessarily
Yeah.
then want to read their book.
Yeah, it's difficult because you want to put this is like the struggle. You want to put your personality forwards because like you need to be nice and people need to like you. But how can you sell and be that person? Because you and I both, like you said, like the authenticity thing, it's like it doesn't feel authentic to sell. So you try and be yourself more, and either like you lean too far into one or you lean too far into the other. And I have yet to find the middle ground where I feel like I'm not selling and I'm not just being silly. I need to like find that right blend of myself, and I don't like this is a life struggle for me just in my regular life as well, of trying to figure out the right version of myself that I'm supposed to be. Like this is like going super deep into my psyche, but I've always felt like I don't know what version of myself I'm supposed to be all the time. And I think that comes with that really is bleeding into my business.
I think the same as well. And I definitely feel like because I've been writing cozy mysteries, that's felt very heightened because I'm not speaking to an audience that I feel I particularly have like a lot in common with in a social way. So it's not like I'm talking to people who are going to get enthusiastic about the same things that I would get enthusiastic about. So I feel like it's very hard to make a connection. And then I don't. And I think I constantly flip-flopping between trying to be authentically me and then be like, oh no, I should be like the marketing version, the person that's going to reach this audience. And then that just falls flat as well because I don't know who they are. I think one thing that really stuck me this week is I listened to an episode of Pen and Prosper. I'll link in the show notes. It was very, very good by Steve Aitchison. He was the guest on the show. And I think it's a 2-parter, but I think I've only listened to the first part. And he was on it, and I saw him speak in Ireland, and he was phenomenal in Ireland. He was really incredibly good at sharing what he did for his ads, which was basically a very specific set of video types. He gave everyone the structure of them. He tested them as like just on his page, and then he took the best ones, he turned them into ads. So he had talked about that in Ireland, and then the podcast, he basically talked about that again, but then said, oh, by the way, for like decades I've had this history of like different e-marketing careers, and like that's his thing, like that's the angle he's bringing to it. And the same for like JT, who hosts the show. She's also someone who's had like this entrepreneurial background, and they are both approaching everything they do as an entrepreneur first. And I'm never doing that.
No.
At all. And I think that's why I'm just constantly being like, what language is everyone speaking? Why don't I understand anything?
Yeah.
And I really need to sit down and be like, think about how to approach this as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if I were going to hire me to make money with these books that I have, okay, I've got a backlist like 20 books. If someone's going to hire me, what would you hire me to do? And can I at least do that? Like, I maybe can't do ads. I would not be the person you'd hire for ads. That's all. You'd be throwing your money away. But what would a publishing house hire me to do? And I think like I have worked in marketing before. I've worked in marketing for publishing before. For academic publishing, which is not really the same at all. It's not really a marketing business. It's a like client liaison business because you just sell to other academics. But in theory, I have worked for marketing and publishing, and the main thing that I did, like a lot of, was write newsletters. That's what you would hire me to do. Someone has hired me to do that before. And like create website content. And those things that I enjoy and those things that I'm good at. And so why am I not just leaning into those? I think I'm constantly trying to find like the thing that's going to work.
Yeah.
And actually, a lot of people that I know who are doing well, I find like dozens of small things and that work a bit. And so I just want to try and find things that work a bit. And it doesn't feel great to me. That's not in my like wheelhouse. Is like find things that work a bit. But I think that's what an entrepreneur would do. It's like you're not looking to find the secret marketing tool that's going to take all the marketing off your plate and you set it, forget it, which is not really what I'm trying to do. But in the back of my head, that's what I want to find, some sort of magic set it, forget it tool.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be in marketing, essentially, because I'm not good at it and I hate it. And it involves being too positive about my own work, which is a struggle. So yeah, it's everything I don't like. But can I find some experiments to run that are within my areas of strength? Like writing newsletters, and can I make my newsletter better? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that I need to stop faffing, like stop doing loads of different things and test one thing at a time. I think that's my thing. Like, I think that's what I'm going to have to take away. One thing at a time, Sam.
I'm just gonna look at my list of things that I had drafted, like things we could talk about.
Okay.
There's some of the stuff that we're never gonna do anytime soon. So like Kickstarter, which is sort of on the list, but not necessarily. I could better newsletter swaps. I don't really feel like it's something that I put books in my newsletter all the time because they're books that I've read. Again, it comes back to like, what am I doing in my newsletter? Is it a marketing tool or is it an authentic like get to know me tool? And I'm sort of stuck in the middle, not doing either, which is a waste of my energy. You've done like sent things to BookTok people before. You sent like boxes to BookTok people. That's marketing.
Yep. Yeah.
Would you do that
fun.
again?
I would. Again, it was.
Not,
I know.
the operative word for your marketing.
I'm always looking for fun things to do. It was a good experiment to try and expand my audience, and at the time it did expand my audience. But obviously, like, I feel it's kind of like being pushed up on the shore in front of people. If I was in the ocean, I'd be like pushed up onto the shore where there are people on the beach, and they kind of all I got people looking at me like, ooh, and then like another wave came and then I got dragged back out to the sea. That's how my brain kind of visualizes it. It's like it was fun, like I got the little bit of push and the momentum, but obviously I didn't follow up with anything else because I do one thing and then I just move on. So it's difficult to know like how much of an impact it had. I definitely got a lot of more followers, and I probably did get more readers from that, but it's hard to track, and I don't know, it was interesting to do, and it felt businessy. It felt like a business decision to do this thing that there's, particularly in my genre of books, is expected. People really like to get boxes of things. They like the opportunity to open stuff on camera and to show the little goodies that they get. So it is a really good marketing tool, but it's a cost. To be fair, it's probably cheaper than ads. So Yeah, I think I would do it again. I think that I would probably have to wait until a new series, and I'm like, it's like a part of a big thing, like it's a big push
Yeah.
because it's so like out loud. It's not just something that I just did it for, like a series that I wasn't really trying to promote in any other way. So I just don't think I put enough behind it. I think it would be a good tool if
Mm.
I put more behind it. I think that might have been a good thing if I stacked on top of it. So not just sent a book out, but sent books out and then ran ads at the same
Hmm.
time as people were receiving the book, so that people were seeing people, unboxing stuff, and then would maybe get served an ad later on to trigger something. Uh,
Mm.
so I think maybe that's like a tool to use when I understand what I'm doing more, if that makes sense. Like to have like if when I'm being
Yeah.
more strategic on purpose, which is what I need to learn how to be.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I feel like there's a whole conversation around that we could have, but
Hmm.
we're going on for a while, so that is we'll put a pin in
Yeah.
that for now. And the other one's ARC teams, which
Yes.
I feel like I could say the exact same thing you said about yours,
Mm.
about like sending out parcels. It's like I do a bit, but could do a lot more.
Mm. Yeah. Arts have really
I
worked for me.
yeah, yeah. Like, they put reviews up early. It
Mm.
feels good, but like I think I just never work with the expectation that people really like the book, which I think is
Mm.
a big thing that I need to overcome.
Yes, I think that's what I've learned from my last when the first book in the series that I released in September, and when that was the first time that I used NetGalley, and I didn't know what to expect, and I definitely have received some die-hard fans from that. People
Hmm.
that constantly repost my stuff they're the people that reply to my emails. They're the people that signed up to be ARC readers for my next book, which is coming out tomorrow, and they're like the first people that left the reviews on those books. So particularly for a first book in a series, I felt like that ARC push. I ran an Instagram ad to get people to sign
Hmm.
to sign up. I also that like I did quite a lot of for the first book, and I know the people who signed up. Like they're the people who are always on my Instagram, always sharing my posts, always
Mm.
commenting, and that was to me that was probably the most invaluable thing that I used for my last book release. It was
Mm.
doing arcs.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like it's another thing I do more with.
Mm.
And I feel like the epiphany of this episode is I mean, to be fair, it's not an epiphany of this episode because I am starting a new series in a new genre, specifically to like find a series that I feel passionate about, that I can do more with, that I can take everything I've learned and apply it to that and really feel like I can go bigger. Um, but in the process of like while I'm writing that, I want to be doing stuff with my backlist to build up more skills, to build up more like tools in my arsenal. And you know what I hate is that we've had this conversation for like 3 years.
Yeah, I
I'm like, I
know.
want more levers to pull.
But I also want more time. Like that's also a thing. It's like I think a lot of the time it's time. Time slips through
Yeah,
my fingers. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I mean, I've got time.
Yeah.
I know it
Yes.
doesn't help
I like the
because
idea
it's
that it
like with
would.
anything. Yeah, it's like with anything. Like the more time you have, the more you fill it with stuff. So
Yeah,
like
I know. Yeah.
if I hadn't quit my job, I would not at all be thinking about a new genre and a new series right now.
Hmm.
And I'm applying for other things. I'm doing a lot of like bigger stuff that we haven't talked about on the podcast yet, but we will at some point. That is filling my time. Like I'm filling my time in other ways that are also useful, but that are not maybe going back to basics and like really making myself a plan of what can I test and what can I learn because I hate failure. Which again, we've had this conversation many times, and I really hate myself for saying it. You know what? I think I've talked myself into it. You know what I hate? I can't have this conversation again. So I'm just gonna my July project. I'm starting writing my new series in July, but there is no deadline for this. So I'm also going to spend time. And also, I kind of want to start slow to get the writing style right. Like I don't want to jump into fast writing. It's a book one, so I'm going to limit my time. I'm going to like I can only spend half a day writing and spend the other half a day devising tests I can run on my existing backlist to make money, even though we'll be releasing in that pen name for a while. which probably won't make a huge amount of money, but fine. Anyway, to at least try some things and get some data.
Yeah, I think running a different test per month sounds like the sort of thing that I need to do. Like every month for the rest of the year, just try one thing and don't do anything else. I have nothing to lose because I'm not making hundreds of, I'm not making any like living wage off my books. What comes in goes out, like just with the running of the business of paying for random stuff. So I feel like I say this all the time, like I just need to be less precious about the money that's coming in, because like this is the time to test before I start making more money, and it feels like the pressure is higher because there's currently no pressure right now. So I just need to.
Like I'm living off my savings. I'm not relying on my money for my books.
Yeah,
and I'm spending it on other things. On like ads mostly, giving it to Mark Zuckerberg. So I hope he's enjoyed this year of some more caviar. Just one jar of caviar pretty well done.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic year of caviar from both of us. So glad I could help.
Well, I hate caviar. I hate fish eggs in general, so I hope he choked on it. That's a horrible thing. I don't hope that. That's how I feel about ads. I really hate ads.
The bots will be listening.
I don't hope. I know. I don't hope anyone chokes on anything, but I'm really annoyed about ads. And I'm going to find better things to spend my money and time on.
Yes.
But now we're this full of vitriol, it's probably time to wrap up the episode. That we said we're going to be a short one today. I feel like I've had a lot of epiphanies. And it was good to be forced to talk about this because I didn't want to talk about it. Neither of us want to talk about this topic.
Yeah.
And I think we both come away being like, okay, I need to pull my socks up and do these things, and not just keep circling around. I think I'm not going to do. So hopefully that has been helpful to listen to, guys. It's been a short episode today. I'm not sure it's going to be better next week. Actually, next week is I'll look back at Q2. How are you feeling about this?
I can't believe it's Q2 review.
I know.
I'm looking forward to talking about it because we've stopped trying to make it so formal. I'm just looking forward to just looking back casually on everything that I've done, because I have been keeping like pretty good notes about every single thing that I've been doing, particularly for our Saturday co-working and stuff. My lists, my to-do lists are all in my planner. So I'm really looking forward to go back and have a look and see, like, what have I done this quarter? I've done so much and I can't wait to talk about it, because it'll feel like, like vindication for all this kind of complaining like I don't know what I'm doing. But I am doing loads of other stuff kind of well.
Yeah. I haven't got any notes, and I feel like right now I've done nothing this quarter. Even though I have released a book, a book came out. I feel like this year I've done so much work that's going nowhere in terms of like strategizing and like changing my plans, and I've written a whole like book that I'm not doing anything with. I have planned out in the book that I'm not doing anything with. I've done a lot of research. Yeah, I've done so much work that's not visible from the outside, and it feels really depressing. I think the review will help. I think the review will help me look at I've done loads of things. They've been really good and really will come good.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to it, begrudgingly. And I will be more cheerful next week. But yes, thank you for everyone who stuck with us during this. It's been quite rambly, but I think insightful. Conversational, insightful to our ways of thinking. Yeah. And I hope you have some epiphanies of your own. If you have, come and tell us about it in the Discord. We have a free Discord with many, many channels in which you can talk about your wins and whinges and ask questions that you should know the answer to by now, and you secretly wish you had someone to ask. And then we've also got some paid tiers. If you want to get some more access, you can join us on that co-working that we do on Saturdays. You can join us on our bashing days. You can join our workshops. So various levels you can join. The information is on our website. It's also on the coffee that you can find, linked in the show notes. Everything's in the show notes, guys. You can find all the details there. So read it and join us next week. We will speak to you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Pen to Paycheck Authors.
Stay tuned for our next episode, and don't forget to subscribe to learn how to write your way to financial success.